Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Scott, and I just pretty much do random things to entertain and inform, and in this case, maybe we can save some lives. So, today's video, we're going to talk about race cars. For a model demonstration, I bought a 1970 Dodge Charger, which was used by Dom in the movie Fast and Furious. So, I'm going to get that up here. This is our racetrack. It's going to be a drag strip. That's why it's set up like this. So here a while back, I watched a YouTube video about race cars, safety on the drag racetrack, NHRA and the rules, and the 1,000-foot rule from, it used to be a quarter mile, then they shortened it to 1,000 feet because of safety, because they found that most of the car accidents happened after the 1,000 feet. At least that's what they said in the video. And there were drivers that were mad about it. There were drivers that agreed with it. I know that it's a sport that a lot of people enjoy to watch and to participate in. I enjoy watching it on occasion. So. When I was watching that video, I said to myself, what is it, or is there anything we can do to make it safer? The biggest thing really is stopping the car. I know some people around my area here in Missouri that race, and they have said, when they take off and they're doing their launch, they're getting, 2 G's of force on takeoff. I was watching a YouTube video on how they stop the cars. A lot of guys are running double disc brakes, so they have disc brakes, 2 calipers. So they've got 4 pistons with 1,200 pounds per square inch of force just trying to stop the car. These guys are hitting 200 mile an hour, 300 mile an hour in 1,000 feet. So there's a lot of force there. The average that I looked up was the cars are around 2,500 pounds. Those of you guys that do it a lot, you maybe do it more than I do. I don't ever do it. I just seen the video and I thought, we need a solution. And so, the average car, small car is 2,500 pounds. Looked like the dragsters were, 2,000, 2,500 pounds. So we're going to have to do some math to figure out, how much force it takes to stop a car. Obviously, 1,200 pounds times 8 calipers and a chute, and the car still rolls another 1,000 feet, 500 feet when it's trying to stop. So I got to thinking, we got aircraft carriers that use a cable system to stop the airplanes when they come in. So whenever the airplanes come in, they come in and they'll grab the third of 7 cables in order to bring the plane to a stop. Obviously, in this scenario, cables running across the drag strip, probably not a good idea. Because then you've got to hopefully catch, if you have a tail hook, you'd have to hopefully catch one of the cables systems at the end of the track, but you have to make it there. And I've watched a lot of videos where the car takes off and it'll spin out, it'll go across the track, or it'll not quite make it there and just demolish itself on the side. You know, we're looking at 2,000 horsepower cars and probably higher. And so there's a whole lot of control that you don't have as a driver. If a tire blows out, if a brake sticks, if a safety function fails, then there's no way for you to do anything but just hold on for the ride. So I come up with an idea in order to stop the cars in a safe manner, not only at the end of the strip, but also anywhere along the strip where they might get sideways and cause danger to the other driver and not only to themselves. Or if they come this way and they launch off into the audience, or, you know, there's lots of things that can happen. So I'm going to ask Wesley, my son, to come in here and help me put together this system. Wesley, can you come in here? All right, Wesley's going to come in here. We like to do projects together. And so, oh, he run, now he's all out of breath. You don't have to act that way. Okay, so we're going to come up with a system here. If you want to bring your chair over. And you're going to help me make this system. Get you a good drink of water, but we don't want to set that in the camera way. So when you're done, let's set it back over there. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in the L bracket that's going to hold our drum. I've come up with the idea that we could use a drum like what they use on a crane to pick up large loads. If you can see the black thread there or not, but it's right here. So if we use a cable or maybe even a kinetic energy rope, we can hopefully stop the car. So here's the idea. Well, let's put this together. You got that ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll line it up and I'll let you push the trigger. Okay? I'll hold it, and remember, we don't want to go all the way too far. Go ahead. A little more, a little more, a little more. Stop. Okay, so now we'll put the spool on here. This is just a spool of thread. And we'll line it up with this other one. And we'll put a screw in right there to hold this. Okay, you want to do that one?
Yeah. Can I hold it this time?
Yeah, I'm going to help you though.
Okay, line it up for me.
Line it up for you. There you go, you're in. Real easy, put her in there, real gentle. You got it. Keep going, a little more. All right, keep going. Right there, stop. Okay, let me have it. Good job. Okay, now the next thing we're going to put in
is this.
Is the spool. We've already hooked it to the car because we had to take the bottom of the car apart in order to attach it to the car without causing any physical damage. Now we want the spool to come out the bottom side of the spool.
Yeah.
So we'll put a nail in on this side. We bought some nails, and we'll put a nail in on this side. And that'll be the bar that holds our thing here. So,
yeah.
So we got to put in our pulley system. So we bought a little eyelet, and we'll get that screwed in there. You got it? You're going to use a little lever and fulcrum to spin it around there. There you go. Makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? Oh, you get it on the other side. You had it right. There you go. And he's going to spin this eyelet in there. Keep going.
Is this what they did in the movie?
No, we're doing this as something different. Okay, I think that'll be deep enough, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
We get this. Okay. So there's an opening on the other side of this eyelet. So we're going to thread that up through there. And then you can see we'll draw the car back in.
Then you gotta run it up too.
So he's going to draw the car in on the string.
How can you pull it up when you're doing it?
Yep.
Got harder.
Good. So this is kind of the setup from behind. You can see where they pull back. We'll have the drum. No, I'm thinking maybe a 5-foot diameter drum. And then we'll have the gear reduction built into the motor on the side. And then we'll run it under the strip, the drag strip. And we'll bring it up to the top with a pulley system. And then we'll attach it to the back of the car. Right now there's a way this attaches is I just took the screw out, hooked it around that thing underneath the body, and done that. So. Okay, so the idea is the vehicle has already got. Stop now. Can I move your hands? Okay, when you move this hand so they can see. Okay, so we'll attach a hitch of some sort to the back of the car that we can quickly attach the cable to. And so the drum can be above ground. And then what we're going to do is we'll put the cable 8 inches or so under the track. And then as it comes across, it'll come up with a pulley system and out to the car. And that's kind of what we've mocked up here. This one eyelet acts as a pulley system. Puts us in the center of the car, the center of the track. And so as we're ready to run down the track, you'll see that we can run down. Well, sorry, my spool is not holding up good. So run down the track. We'll let it free spool till it gets to the 1,000 feet. And then you push the brake, apply the brake here to the drum, and it will stop the car within a certain amount of feet. And the idea is we'll run a gear reduction system with a servo motor. And the servo motor will know exactly where 1,000 feet is. And we can also put a photo eye down at the bottom so that if or when the car crosses the 1,000-foot mark, it'll automatically cause the motor to plug, which reverses the polarity.
So there can be a camera plug that's connected to wires that can connect all the way over here, under here, over here, come up here, and then and then there's a pulley system that comes on up above ground, which does it, and the pulley system can be right here.
Right. And so what we're going to do is, that's okay. We'll pull the car back. You won't pull the car with a cable, but just for this test. So the idea is, if the car takes off, he gets some air, right? And you've all seen the videos where they get air, and then they get a gust of wind on them, and it lifts the car. Well, obviously, the light's not going to see that down there, and so he has no control at this point. However, we do have the cable attached to the car, and we can bring the car back down because the trajectory and the speed of force is going this way. And so when we apply the brake, it will drop the car down and bring it to a safe stop. So the other scenario that you see on race cars is that you get a car. We just talked about catching air. But if a car on a drag strip takes off and say he breaks an axle, or maybe it has a low tire on one side, and as the car's coming up, it causes it to turn towards the other track, or towards the barrier by the audience. Once the driver loses control of the car, and I realize we're all professional drivers out there. I'm not a driver, but I know y'all are professional drivers. But once you lose control of the car, once you get past your horizontal axis, or in my mind, you've lost control. The car is out of control. And so there I would have the track technician or whoever's running the brakes over here put the brakes on you and bring it to a stop. That way you don't cross the center or you end up in the audience or smash up your car on the side of the track. And you can always, live to race another day, as it were. So again, we'll just kind of go over the idea here. You've got your drag car, which is a pretty nice looking Dodge Charger. He takes off down the track. He gets a little bit of air, but he's fine. He's straight line. The cable is in free spool mode here. So you're ripping down here, you got second gear, third gear. But as soon as you get to the 1,000-foot mark, the brakes are applied to the spool and it brings you to a slow stop. This, along with the other safety features, such as the brake calipers. I know y'all have great brake calipers, 1,200 pounds per square inch, I think is what's in the industry standard. And, with a parachute, that could be a secondary function. If the car is careening down and something crazy happens like this cable breaks, then you've still got a secondary chute function to help you stop, along with all your other safety functions that you have to stop your vehicle. So that's it. That's what I've got for you.